Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Upton Farm. So I skipped ahead one day. Well, I didn't skip ahead. I mean, it was afternoon, evening, the end of our last episode, so I went ahead and fast forwarded through the night. And it is quarter to 11 on the third day of winter. Sun comes up pretty late in the winter. So sun's only been up for about 20 minutes. You can see it's pretty low on the horizon, wherever it is. There it is. I had to think last night. And what I thunk was we're not having enough fun on this map. And FS19 is going to be out in a little while. Let's have some fun. I went ahead and got this, right? It was 180,000 pounds. I got the weight on the back. I got the big buck rake. We don't really need it, but we can sort of use it, because this little guy, he was taking forever to unload at 3 tons per scoop. This is 12 tons per scoop. Oh, it's got fantastic sound to it. Listen to that turbo spool up. Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. So I went in yesterday with this guy and unloaded a ton of silage out of the bunker, and it goes much faster. And what I've been trying to do as much as possible is get the edges of the bunker. I've been focusing on the left side. And the reason is, when you're running courseplay, what courseplay does is it sees like the edges of the pile. I don't know how it does it. Good on them for coding it. But it sees like the edges of the pile. Come on. And it will sort of go after that silage. So the more you neaten up the pile, the easier it makes it for the AI, for the course play. Let me try to do this quick before it comes in here and wants to. Oh, come on. Is that it? That's pretty close to 100. Let me get out of its way before it comes in here. Get out of the T6's way. There it is. Yeah, so we did this yesterday with little Taggy McTemerson, and we unloaded about 200 tons of silage. But that's not the big surprise. But like I said, FS19 is going to be out, and I know as soon as it comes out, I'm going to uninstall FS17, and that's going to be that. So this farm, I mean, we've got a ways to go. We're still deep in debt. And there's a lot of things we haven't done yet that you can do on a farm in Farm Simulator 17. And we haven't done them. And we're not going to do them if we play cautiously. You know, let's have a little fun. It's a game. And, you know, I like to play realistic, and I don't like to be in debt. But ultimately, it's a game, you know? What are we taking things so seriously for? So, to that end, I got this. Oh, just look at it. Look at it. This is the Coda Taurus, and then I put this Coeco. Oh, I don't know. But we've got slurry. We've got almost 200,000 liters of slurry. We're going to need to use it at some point. Let's use it. This thing, oh, it's outrageously expensive. It was 300,000 pounds. It's outrageously expensive, but it holds a ton of slurry. It holds 50,000 liters. And I think we're going to go over and do field 9. Is that odd-shaped field? Field 3. We're going to go do field 3. And we're going to slurry it, and we're going to cultivate it, and it already has 1 layer of chaff on it. So when we're done, we should be double or maybe triple fertilized, because we have the manure mod as well. We're running the manure mod. And with the manure mod, if you spread manure on a field and then fold it in, either with a plow or with a cultivator, then that counts as 2 layers. But I don't know if chaff counts as manure. And you would think, well, you know, of course it doesn't, but you know, the game can be kind of funny. So I don't know if it's seeing chaff as green manure. If it is, then most definitely, just by cultivating it in, with the cultivator back here, just by cultivating it in, oh, this thing is a monster. Just by cultivating it in, we will add 2 layers of fertilizer, and then if we're spraying slurry out of here as well, injecting slurry, then that will be a 3rd layer. You feeling me? So we may have 3 layers of fert on that field. Come on. Come on. This thing is just big and awkward and ugly and awesome. I love it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, I was worried about that. How are we going to do this? I got it in here. Story of my life. Do we need to go further out? Do we need to... Let's go in the same way. Nope, that didn't work at all. Let's go... This is compelling video, folks. This is why you come to YouTube. I got it in here. Let's try this. Oh God, are you kidding me? I think, okay. I think what I'm gonna have to do is back out. Oh, game, how I love you. How I love you, Farm Simulator. I really do. I love this game. It is endless fun, self-abuse, torture, masochistic. Oh, it's just glorious. Everything about this game is awesome, even the flaws. Right. So, let me wait for... Can I beat the T6? I can beat the T6. Fantastic. Right. And this will actually work out well, because when we head out onto the highway, get your motor running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing the tail of this thing to from us as the gamer, not as the driver, but for us as the gamer, I'm going to swing the tail to the left, which is how I got it in here, right? That's the direction I was coming from. So if I swing the tail to the left, I think, maybe. Okay. This will work. Let me lock in the hubs, because we seem to be caught on something. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Here we go. Right, driving to field 9. Driving to field 9. So, I think I may have financially ruined us by getting this and the front loader. But I have to say, I'm not terribly worried about it. Because like I said, I think we were beginning to take ourselves a little too seriously. Of course I want to play realistically. Of course I want to be a good fake farmer. But at the same time, come on, man. It's a game. Have some fun with it. So, there's nothing unrealistic about this. It's probably not the most prudent financial direction to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like as a business model. But, whatever. It's only a game. Nobody cares. And this thing is just fantastic. I had an earlier version of this, and it wasn't done yet. It was really, textures were awful, functionality was awful. I don't know if the one that I saw, the one that I had, was like a bad mod, or if it was like the V1, or somebody had taken an early copy that wasn't ready to be released yet and put it out on the internet. But this one is Oh, there's that cop again, snuck up on me. Moment. Oh, and I had to take my hands off the controls to hit the mute button. Ah! It's a scene here, man. A right scene. Okay. So now we're gonna drive down this. Look at this thing, man. It's a monstrosity. It's a wee beastie. But I'll take it. So yeah, you get what I'm saying. Let's have some fun. It's going to be time to uninstall this game, and there will be so many things that we didn't get to. And what does that do for us? Got a gate down here. Sure enough. Oh. Turn those off. Set the brake. You know what's going to be funny? You know what's going to be effing hilarious? If we get down here to field 3 and this thing for one reason or another doesn't even work. Oh. And I'm not sure why. It's only since this is on screen, but the pause to get in and out of a vehicle is like so long now, right? Like I hit the button and then he hops out. Like he's got to get his wallet and his keys and his smartphone. Same thing getting back in. It's just giving you a little time to think about what it is you're doing. Think about the choices you've made as a human being. Right. So, do we have all of our lights on? Oh God, no. Turns out we didn't. Now we do. Oh, look at it. That is fabulous. That really is. I'm so happy we did this. What are you, some kind of a nut? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, now here's the other thing that's hilarious is we've got this giant truck with 52,000 liters of slurry on board, and we've got this wee tiny cultivator on the back. Is it 6 meter? I think it is. All right. Let me get our. What do we want to do for speed? You want to say 7 miles per hour? There's that. We drop that. Are we? Yep, we are injecting slurry, and we are cultivating. Now, next question is, what is the rate? Like, what rate are we using slurry at? Because I know in FS15 for manure, you could put like 40 tons of manure in a spreader, take it out to a field, and it would let you do 1 length. And after a while, it was like, are you kidding me, man? I didn't even use them anymore because they were so broken. I thought, the rate was just, that's a disaster, man. I can't, there's no way that's realistic that 40 tons of manure is enough to do like an entire field, and it would let you do a single length. So let's see if this is any better. We're going to need to come back in and clean this up a little bit because the turning circle on this thing is, oi, not. Oh, and I know, not realistic. We would be snapping the tines off our cultivator right now if we made a turn that sharp, but like I said, we're experimenting a little bit. I would estimate we've used 20% of our slurry, and more or less we just did one length. So let's see how we look when we get back to our starting point. And I will, in all likelihood, I will, what do you want to do after this? Do you want to drive all the way back over and refill this thing and go in and out of that driveway again, or do you want to make it a 15-minute episode? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a tough call to make, because driving back over there and refilling this thing would be, like, I know a lot of my episodes are a little bit drawn out. One might say boring, but like, how long did we fight with that thing to get it out of the BGA, and then we're going to drive back over there. We're going to fight to get it back in, right? Then we're going to refill it. Then we're going to fight to get it back out again, and then drive back over here and finish this field. I don't think that's a good use of time. But let's see how we're doing. We're a third done. We're 1/3 through with what we loaded up in here. Let's see how she goes and how much of this field we can get done. It's a fun mod. It works really well. Sometimes mods like this, you know, they're all show, no go. You know what I'm saying? This feels like it has some go in it, I must say. Let me see. I think we'll see when we get down here. This little end bit on the on the end. That's where you put your end bits, is on the end. This little end bit is a little wonky. So I think what I'm going to do is, since our drill is a direct drill, and it'll sort of take care of the cultivating part of the end, like, on its own, I think what I might do, well, we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm no farmer. I just really love playing simulation video games. That's my deal. So I don't know what to do about this little area down here. I feel like we're handling this wrong. Let's try this. Right. That seems better. Then we'll go back here. Right. This is what we want to do. Perfect. Well, I mean, relatively. And I can come back in and clean this up either with the Lemken Power Harrow or, I don't know, something, but you know what I mean. This is too big a piece of equipment to be trying to manhandle it back in that tight corner. So T6 is still unloading. Fantastic. We're making money, although we had to take out, I don't even want to show you my loan right now, because the whole point of the silage was we'll use this to pay down the loan, and then we'll have enough left over to get a combine harvester next fall. Oh, no. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. That's not going to happen. We would need to empty that bunker probably 3 times, 4 times, just to get out of debt, and then we'd still need to come up with another 2 or 3 or 400,000 pounds to buy our combine harvester. So we're a hot mess right now, but we have cool toys, and well, that's it really. We have cool toys, but you know, sometimes that's enough. Love this thing. And I guess we'll keep it. I had come up with this elaborate scenario where we were going to, like, a traveling slurry spreader, a tradesman came through our village and was like, hey man, I'll muck your fields with this badass Coda Taurus for 25 grand, right? And then we'd rent it off camera. We'd rent it and we'd pretend we had paid a contractor to do it or something. And then we wouldn't be stuck with it. But yeah, that didn't work out. Let's just buy it. We got some big fields. We can use this on, and we are going to be making a ton of digestate from all the silage that we're going to be making. So we'll use this thing. We'll definitely get some mileage out of it, and we seem to be. Am I the only one noticing that? But we seem to be using. I call it slurry. I realize it's digestate from the BGA, but we're using our slurry. We seem to be using it much slower than we were on our first couple passes. What's that all about? But either way, I'll take it. Right. And I think in the interest of neatening things up a little bit here, let's start to get an even length going. Oh, frame rate, where'd you go? Oh, you're back now? Fantastic. This thing is very cool. Very cool. I gotta figure out where to park it too. Ooh, I know where to park it. I've got a whole shed that I'm not even using because we're trying to play realistic, so we don't have a ton of equipment. And I think now we don't have enough, we don't really have enough headland on the other side there to make a turn. So I think what I'm going to do, and we're just about out of digestate as well. So I think what I'm going to do is lift that. See what I mean? Coming up here, we're like the end of this length, I don't have enough room to put the snout somewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is let's come around this way. Oh, this is very exciting. Come around this way, and now. And then we'll just try to, it's not a proper headland, but we'll try to get another headland going here. I guess it is a proper headland. Yeah, see, second pass did the same thing as the first one. As I made the turn, it tail whipped the cultivator out to the left and was sort of moving it sideways and not taking much off that. End of this length, I think we're going to be just about out and call it an episode. Maybe make the turn down here, and yeah, should be about right. Now, something you need to be careful of if you don't know this, when you're using one of these injectors, as you run out of whatever it is that you're injecting, as you run out, you have to be sure to, oh, look at this. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh. Timing. Right, so we'll fold that up. Turn some of these lights off. As you're about to run out of slurry or digestate or whatever it is that you're injecting, you have to remember to lift it, because even when it's not injecting anything anymore, it will continue to cultivate, and it can throw you off if you don't know where you are, like in your field. You know what I mean? Now, we had chaff on here. Just by cultivating it in, that should have given us one layer of fertilizer, and then we just added a second layer. But if this counted as hard manure, even though it's just chaff, but if it counted as hard manure, then this would have been 2 layers when we cultivated in. And the digestate we just injected would have made 3. So let's take a look and see if that happened. Of course, I bumped my button. But now let's see if that happened. It certainly looks like it did. I'm going to call that, is that the darkest of the dark blue? Yeah, I think it is. Because that's the light blue, that's the medium blue, this is the dark blue. Fantastic. So this field is, well, at least this part of it, is triple fertilized now. Off camera, I will take this thing back, refill it, we'll finish this field, and go from there. Fantastic. Folks, thanks so much for stopping back to join the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 at Upton Farm. We'll see you next time. Take care now.